So, a basketball rolls into a bar, and the bartender says, "Hey pal, no bouncing in here." Talk about a strict no dribbling policy, right? Welcome to our recap of the Celtics and the Heat's intense Game 3. Now let's set the stage. We're in the throes of a nail-biting series between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. Each game is a tug-of-war, and Game 3 was no exception. But this time, an unexpected hero stepped onto the court. The Celtics' defense. They came ready to play, and boy did they deliver. Imagine a wall, but not just any wall, a wall that moves and adjusts, blocking every attempt to breach it. That's what the Heat was up against in this game. The Celtics transformed into a defensive beast, leaving the Heat scrambling for a plan B that never materialized. The Celtics' powerful defense turned the tide of this series, making Game 3 a pivotal point in the battle. This wasn't just a game, it was a statement, a display of resilience and strategic brilliance that left fans and critics alike in awe. Now let's dive into the game that had basketball fans sitting on the edge of their seats. Now, imagine being the Heat, expecting a warm welcome and instead walking into a Celtics blizzard. That's exactly what happened in Game 3. The Celtics, under the sharp eye of coach Joe Mazzulla, adopted an impregnable defensive strategy that left the Heat cold and shivering on the court. The Celtics' defense was like a well-oiled machine, each cog working in harmony with the other. At the forefront, we had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, who were nothing short of defensive titans. They were everywhere, blocking shots, intercepting passes, and forcing turnovers. It was as if they had a crystal ball predicting the Heat's every move. But it wasn't just about their individual brilliance. The Celtics' defense was a masterclass in team play. They were cohesive, disciplined, and relentless. They worked together, covering for each other's weaknesses and capitalizing on their strengths. They were like a swarm of bees buzzing around the Heat, leaving them no room to breathe. Their strategy was simple yet effective. They focused on limiting penetration and forcing tough shots. They didn't just defend the hoop, they defended every inch of the court. They made the Heat work for every point, and boy did it work. The Heat were held to their lowest point total of the season. What was truly impressive about the Celtics' defense was their adaptability. They faced adversity head-on and responded with tactical brilliance. When the Heat's key players were injured, the Celtics adjusted their defensive strategy to exploit the Heat's weakened offense. They were like chess grandmasters, always thinking several moves ahead. The Celtics' defensive prowess was not just about tactics and strategies. It was about resilience, grit, and physicality. They didn't shy away from the physical toll of the game, they embraced it. They played through the pain, showing their opponents that they were not just skilled players, but warriors on the court. The Celtics' defensive performance in Game 3 is a testament to their character and ability to rise to the occasion. They showed that defense is not just about preventing points. It's about imposing your will on the game. It's about sending a message to your opponents that you're not just there to play, you're there to win. The Heat might have left their shooting boots at home, but the Celtics sure did bring their defensive shields. On the other side, the Heat was, well, not so hot. Picture this, you're trying to break through a wall. Not just any wall, but a wall that's been fortified by the likes of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Now, imagine that wall is the Boston Celtics defense, and you're the Miami Heat in Game 3 of the playoffs. Not a pretty picture, is it? The Heat, unfortunately, found themselves in a bit of a pickle. Their key players, Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier, were out of the game. It's like trying to sail a ship without a captain or a first mate. You're bound to hit an iceberg. And hit an iceberg they did, in the shape of Boston's defense. They were held to their lowest point total of the season, which is about as fun as finding out your ice cream sundae is made from frozen broccoli. You see, the Celtics were not messing around. They were like a pack of hungry wolves. And the Heat, well, they were more like a group of lost sheep. The Celtics' defense was stifling, limiting Miami's offense and their three-point shooting success. It was like watching a cat play with a mouse, except the mouse didn't stand a chance. Now don't get me wrong, the Heat tried. They tried to generate offense. They tried to get past the Celtics' defensive wall, but to no avail. It was like trying to pass a kidney stone, painful and near impossible. Their effort, though commendable, wasn't enough to overcome Boston's solid defense. In the end, the Heat's offense was colder than a polar bear's toenails. And that, folks, is not how you want to play in the NBA playoffs. And just like that, the Celtics turned the Heat into a popsicle and the game into a defensive masterclass. With a final score that read more like a lopsided football match than a basketball game, the Celtics triumphed, taking home a resounding victory. Every dribble, every pass, every shot was a testament to their unwavering strategy, a showcase of their prowess. The Heat, on the other hand, found themselves trapped in a Boston-made labyrinth, struggling to find their way to the net. The Celtics' stalwart defense, led by the dynamic duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, was the star of this showdown. They were like the Great Wall of Boston, impenetrable and unyielding. They blocked shots, they stole passes, they forced turnovers. It was a symphony of defensive maneuvers that left the Heat's offense out in the cold. This game was not just a victory, it was a statement that even against the odds, the Celtics could not only hold their ground, but dominate. It was a testament to their resilience, their unity, and their determination. The Heat's 3-0 series lead had melted away, turning the tide in favor of the Celtics. But it was not just the Celtics who were on trial here. The Heat had their share of the spotlight too. Their struggle against the Celtics' superior defense highlighted their vulnerabilities. The absence of key players like Jimmy Butler due to injury was felt more acutely than ever. The Heat would need to regroup, rethink, and re-strategize if they were to bounce back in the series. This game was not merely a match. It was a lesson in basketball strategy, a masterclass in defense, and an exhibition of tenacity. It underscored the importance of adaptability, the value of unity, and the power of resilience. The Celtics had set the stage for an exciting series ahead, promising more exhilarating basketball action. So, the Celtics didn't just win the game, they turned the Heat's offense into a basketball version of a silent movie. In the end, the Celtics' defense was tighter than my jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. Imagine the Miami Heat as a bunch of turkeys all stuffed and roasted trying to break through a wall of bricks. That's how solid the Celtics were. Their defense was like a strict parent on prom night, not letting anything pass by. They shut down the Heat's offense, like a New York deli shutting down for the night. No more bagels, no more offense. And let's not forget about the injuries. The Heat's key players dropping like flies certainly didn't help their cause. It was like watching a reality TV show where the contestants get voted off one by one. Only in this case, there was no chance for a dramatic comeback. And there you have it, folks. When the Heat turned up, the Celtics simply said, "Not in our house," and turned them into a lukewarm puddle. Until next time, keep your love for the game burning. But remember, no bouncing in the bar.